all, welcome to our channel. So, Ingress Protection, in short called IP, is a very important specification from the electronics enclosure perspective. So, if you are a beginner and you are pretty new to this IP naming, so what happens is, let us assume you have a PCB. Like example, there are some components on top of it. Okay, now this PCB, if you see, will be included in an enclosure, like when you design a complete product, and then it will be sold with that enclosure, right? Okay, so for example, if you take the case of your mobile phone, you have an enclosure. If you take your USB charger, you have an enclosure, whatever. So now this enclosure specifications are very important, and the way how this enclosure is designed and how it is going to behave with some of the external factors define the IP rating with the Ingress Protection rating. So we have IP rating, okay, for the products done as IPXX. Okay, so what is this XX? So if you have seen the ratings of the enclosures of electronic products, you might have seen some IP ratings as 67, 68, 64, 65, whatever. Okay, so that means there are two numbers associated with this ingress protection. One number is basically associated with how the enclosure is going to be resistant to solid particles like the dust, the sand, and all. And the second figure in this IP is going to talk about how the enclosures are going to behave with respect to liquids. Liquid meant here we are more talking about the water, because in the external environment, when you have your electronics used, it gets exposed to more of water than the different chemicals that we talk, right? So these two talk about the solid and the liquids. So again, there will be environments where you have the exposure of your enclosures with electronics embedded inside with harsh chemicals. So that is a different topic we will talk. But here, let's talk about water. So that means, example, if you take IP 67, okay, what is IP67 is, you can have IP the first number starting from 1 to 6, and the second number as well starting from 1 to 8, which defines the levels of protection. So, example, if you take IP67, 6 means you will have a very good protection to minute dust particles, and there is very less chance that there will be an ingress of these particles into the electronics that you are using. So 6 is the highest level of protection for solid substances like what we said, like sand, dust, and all. And then 7 is nothing but protection against example rain, or you can immerse your electronics into water up to a depth of 1 meter, and you can leave it there for around half an hour, and then when you remove it and try to operate it, it operates without any issues. That means there is no ingress of water into the electronics that is designed. So that's what IP67. So likewise, depending on the IP levels, the electronics enclosure rating shall be defined. So we will see in next videos some of the practical scenarios of these IPs. So we'll take one IP related product, immerse into example, you can take IP67 related product, immerse it into water, and see how it is functioning, whether it is functioning or not once it is removed out of water. So stay glued to our channel. We'll talk more about ingress protection in the next videos. Thank you.